What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a reaction video. I think this is like the second or first reaction video I've ever done. So this one, because it's Halloween, it's coming soon, we're going to be reacting to 3 animated horror stories. So the first one is going to be by IMR Scary Tales, and this one is called True American Football. We're not going to watch all 3, we're going to watch it from different creators on YouTube that made this. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's put full screen, and yeah.
For as long as I can remember, I have always been a person who believes in miracles. I remember as a child happily watching people win the lottery, meet the love of their lives in the most unexpected ways, or reunite with distant family and friends by accident. I always believed that sooner or later, I would experience something impossible,
So he's working
a miracle.
At like a Dollar Tree.
At 44
like
years old, and with a life without many anecdotes worth remembering, today I can say that I lived something impossible. What I never expected was for that miracle to be bad. This happened only a few years ago. Too little time to have been able to overcome it. At the time, I was the janitor of an American football team that, for obvious reasons, I cannot mention.
Ravens.
I can only say that despite being
If you didn't hear me, I do like Baltimore Ravens. That's my favorite football team. So
known, it is still a somewhat humble team. Everyone on the team is a good person. They never made me feel that I was less than just because of my job. And even though I don't work with them anymore, I will always remember them fondly. What I will not remember fondly is the club's locker room and what haunted me in it at night. It all started one Tuesday night. Even though the team hadn't played, I had to prepare and clean all the facilities for the next day. Until a noise startled me. A loud noise came from the main player's locker room. It couldn't be.
It's probably gonna be a ghost, or a monster, or a killer,
A thief. We were a very humble club, and we didn't have to be robbed. I approached with great curiosity, and to my surprise, the door was opening and closing by itself. Terrified,
okay,
I ran.
So what I would do is basically run out of there and basically say my prayers, quit my job, and probably sue the entire place. Probably not sue, but yeah.
I tried not to think about it, but this started to happen every night I was there. I never got too close. I wasn't the least bit curious as to what was going on. It didn't excite me at all, but I was worried that something would happen to the players. So I went to talk to my boss.
Thank you.
Hey, Jacob, what brings you here? Sir, I need to talk about something important. Oh my god. If it's about the supposed ghost in the locker room, I have more important things to do. Sir, someone has to take care of that. It's dangerous for the rest of the staff and players. You realize it might just be an air vent, right? It's all closed. In that place, there's no air coming in. The door is not broken either, and it only happens at night. Okay, you seem to be very convinced, aren't you?
Okay.
Yes, I am. Excellent, but you must understand how crazy this sounds to me. Why don't you film what's going on so I know what we're dealing with? But, sir, I can't believe you otherwise, man. I'm sorry.
The idea of going into the locker room or signing whatever had happened there didn't appeal to me at all.
He's going at night,
but it had already happened several nights. What could happen?
Also, like the
As the night came, the noises were not long in coming. I put down my cleaning stuff and took out my cell phone. I started filming the banging, as always, in an inexplicable way. At that moment, I thought that wasn't enough. That somehow, my boss was going to deny to my face what was going on.
Oh no,
so against my better judgment, I went into the locker room with the camera on.
Why? You're gonna get killed, bro.
Nothing out of the ordinary was happening in the locker room, but something wasn't right. A strange coldness ran through the whole place. My body was tense, and it was hard to breathe. I felt I didn't belong here. I turned towards the door to leave, but the door slammed in my face and pulled me back. Suddenly, the lights went out, and the room went into absolute darkness.
Say your prayers, man.
Without my getting up from the floor, footsteps began to sound at my side, slowly approaching. I tried to get up, but my body did not react.
Gotta be some kind of
Was something
monster.
preventing me from getting up, or was I just so afraid I couldn't move? The footsteps were getting closer and closer until all of a sudden, they stopped in front of me.
You can see this texture around the screen. It's like an eye. Like it's some kind of monster. It's definitely not a killer foot. Oh my god! Oh my god.
What the hell was that?
Language. Oh god. What the heck is that? Oh, that's gonna be on his back forever. Look at this. Oh, Jesus, bro. He's getting slammed.
My leg?
I didn't understand anything of what was happening, but what was happening in my leg, I didn't need to understand. An indescribable pain went through my knee.
Oh.
I looked to see if I had fractured it, but there was no blood. I started to crawl out of the place, but the light cut out again. And unlike the previous times, this time, it didn't come back. I crawled further and further using all my strength.
That's
In the meantime, I felt footsteps
I don't think
walking
this
at
is
the
real,
same speed as me, walking beside me. Whatever was there was breathing very close to me. Meanwhile, I could see absolutely nothing. I just kept walking away while crying, praying that nothing would happen to me.
I just would.
As I was walking up the stairs to the
Not
exit,
even
the lights came back on, and my breathing let up. I took one last look as I walked out and gasped. The thing I had seen in the locker room was watching me.
Oh my god.
And the worst part was that I wasn't alone. The place was surrounded by them, almost identical to each
Wait,
other,
this is a football
all
player
staring at me.
that happened.
I walked away as best I could and did not go back to that place. A week later, my knee was a little better,
That could be the
but it
football
still
players.
hurt.
I
I
mean,
went to
there
see
could
my
be,
boss,
like,
and
zombies.
it turns out he had already seen the footage. They found my camera in the locker room. I must have dropped it when the power went out. My boss saw the door and blamed it on the wind again, ignoring anything I said. It was like I was in denial. That same day.
Oh my god, ad. Alright guys, I'm gonna... Well, actually it's a skip ad, so... We'll just watch it. But like... Alright, yeah.
Bruce
Gotham
always
Knights,
told me to believe in myself.
No.
Day. I left the job and never set foot in the entire facility again. I now try to make a living as best I can. Never again did I expect to live the impossible.
Wow.
I am now satisfied with living a normal life without any surprises.
Alright.
I never again pray
That's
for
a
a
good
miracle
life, I
to
guess.
happen,
Not having
because
any-
it may happen.
Okay. Jeez. Okay. So sorry about the background noise. That's my dog. So yeah, we're gonna go to the next video. Or well, actually, I'm gonna wait until my dog stops barking. Yeah, I'll get back. Alright guys, the second video, the first video ended as soon as, like, I paused it, so, yeah, we're just gonna end on that. This video, it has 14, but we're just watching story 2. This one is by Mort, 370k subscribers, go watch him, he has pretty good stories. But yeah, this is basically a trick-or-treating story. It doesn't have a title, it just says story 2. So, yeah, let's watch it. Alright, yeah, this is the beginning.
When I was 13, my mom and dad let me go trick-or-treating for the first time without any supervision. All these years later, I can still remember how
Let's actually put zoom out, sorry, or zoom in. Let's wait. Okay.
psyched I was that I was allowed out on my own for the first time. But little did I know, it would prove to be my
Does
first
he have an action?
and last time
Like,
trick-or-treating on my own.
We got a devil. Our
So at around
soldier,
5:30,
and
me and a few of my
devil.
middle school buddies all got together and started walking from house to house. But we were faced with something of a problem. Some of the fancier houses, the ones with spookier decor, were so jammed up with kids that some had literal lines.
Okay, one sec, guys. Background noise. I'll see you when it stops. Sorry about any background noise. Let's get right back into the video. Okay.
Forming down the driveways. So, not wanting to line up for our candy, we figured we'd be smart and knock on the houses that no one else was knocking at. This was not a smart idea for obvious reasons, as the houses with no decorations sometimes just tell you to get lost or pretend not to be home at all.
That's true.
Anyway, we knock on this one house, and instead of getting some grouchy grown-ups, some kid the same age as us answers the door. We didn't recognize him from school or from hanging around the neighborhood, so we're kind of confused, like, trick or treat? All before the kid just slams the door in our face.
Dang.
Feeling suitably rejected, a few of us go to just walk back down the driveway, but one of my friends is like, nah, screw this kid, and knocks on the door again.
Bro.
The kid answers, and my buddy sings, trick or treat, before striking this dumb pose as if to be like, screw you. The kid then absolutely explodes and screams like, you knock on my house again, and I'll kill you,
Dang.
before slamming the door
I would
again.
leave.
Again, most of us are like, dude, let's just go.
Yeah, I
But
would
this
do
one
that.
friend of mine is
I would
basically
probably
like,
run.
oh, it's on. Shoves his finger into the house's doorbell and keeps it there, resulting in this long, solid brr sound. Even over the buzzer, you could hear the kid running back towards the door from the other side. Only this time when he opens it up,
Dang.
he has this
Okay,
huge,
run.
gnarly-looking blade in his hand, like a sacrificial dagger in design, but at least the length of his forearm. As soon as we see it, we just bolt up the driveway and out into the street, but I kid you not, this kid follows us. We managed to maintain a steady distance between us as we ran, and the kid wasn't all that fast of a runner. But in all of our dumb costumes, we couldn't run as fast as normal, so we're in serious danger of maybe tripping, falling, or just slowing down enough for this psycho knife kid to catch up to us.
Yeah.
I think the worst part was when we saw some lady taking out some trash and
Right.
we ran to her for help. She just looked at us like we were playing a prank. And then when she saw the knife, she just bolts back indoors too. I swear to God,
That's funny.
that was the worst feeling, thinking,
One sec, more background noise. Yeah, sorry. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, let's continue.
my God, no one's gonna help us. Then, I remember seeing the fastest of us, like, swerving over to some house on one side of the street we were running down.
Oh.
Then, only when I got a little closer did I realize he was bolting into an open garage.
Why would you?
We all follow, and we managed to pull the manual door down just in time to shut out the knife kid, who then starts kicking the garage door.
Oh God.
This summons the homeowner into the garage, who's obviously like, what are you doing here? But once we explain the situation, the guy runs off to call the cops. We're still in the garage, shaking and
God,
panting,
this
still
is
terrified the
scary.
kid is going to break into the guy's home somehow. But the next time the homeowner
Oh, sorry, there's a-
What is outplay? You play and it records. You can choose exactly what you want it to
Skip.
record, whether it be kills, assists, deaths, wins, just the action, which saves you a lot.
reappeared in the garage. He has his cell phone in one hand and a gun in the other.
Oh.
Only then
He's
did I actually
strapped.
start to feel safe.
Alright.
Like, I'm not even a gun guy or anything like that, but I saw that thing and just thought, okay, if the kid gets in, he's done.
Yeah.
And in the moment, that actually calmed me down. Kind of scary that it did, but we move on. Anyways,
Okay.
the cops showed up pretty quick, which meant we had the pleasure of watching that stupid psycho get slammed into the pavement. Kind of a sad story in a way, because we heard the kid
Look
was
at
super
his-
neglected by his
Look at his yellow teeth. Look at that. Look at that.
parents, and that he had a bunch of mental problems too.
Yeah.
His parents used to leave him alone for weeks at a time because they traveled a bunch for work. Kind of like if Kevin from Home Alone had just suddenly lost his mind or something. I feel for the kid in a way, but honestly,
How does he
was
still
lucky
have
he
the
didn't
knife
get
in his
shot,
hand?
either by the homeowner or by the cops. And we all hate that kid to this day because, after that, We weren't allowed to go trick-or-treating until we were way too old for it anyway.
Dang. That was something. But is there any more to the story?
If you really like...
Alright. So, yeah. I think we're just gonna leave it with 2 videos. Maybe on Halloween Day I'll do another one with 3. We'll watch some more videos. Scary videos. So, yeah. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Don't forget to subscribe, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace!